Good morning, God Shadow here. Usually playing Grixis Control. Today we are playing Esper Gifts. So it's a borderline fair deck, but we're basically an Esper Control deck with a lot of 2-offs instead of 1-offs, just to add a little bit of consistency. But we still have the gifts package, gifts, and then some top end high tier creatures. Sun Titan I've included instead of Elish Norn because we have so much against creatures already that if we run into, like, say a prison deck or something, we really want to have access to our detention spheres, so we can go gifts, detention sphere, and Titan, and Unburial Rites, which is going to be here in a second, just so that we have just an overall more equal footing against opponents. And then the same goes for our sideboard cards, so that there's another Sun Titan, by the way, so that we can have access to repeated effects of Nihil Spell Bombs, Stony Silences, and Detention Spheres whenever we need it. Don't know where my cards currently are. They should have been coming. Alright, there they are. So I moved most of the counter spells to the sideboard. This spells Logic Knots. After sideboarding we have access to it, so we can transform to being a kind of common Esper control list. Kind of, because we have so much creature removal and we're not packing the big planeswalkers such as Jace. And one also has to mention Teferi, I guess. Teferi's also a good card, like in Esper Shells, really like it. We have access to Obsidian though. A really good card and really grindy. For many decks not to be dealt with, because they can't kill it with, say, Liliana if we exile it. And yeah, Cast Down, a new card from Dominaria, really good in black decks that do not have access to red and therefore can splash terminate. What else? So one consideration here is including a Damping Sphere. And Damping Sphere might actually be like the Stony Silence slot here. I'm not entirely sure if which one we should be playing. We need the Unburial Rites though. Alright, there's Unburial Rites. Now we're good to go. So that's the only consideration, right? Well, maybe let's just cut Titan here and get an additional Damping Sphere. Apparently Damping Sphere really cheap on Modo. If I had known then that I'd just bought it. But so it will take another 1 to 2 minutes here, I guess. Just need 2 cards. But Damping Sphere seems necessary against the likes of Ad Nauseam, against Storm, probably. Like, where we go, really can't do anything with our clunkers here. We have access to 4 sweepers for different kinds of sweepers. Detention Spheres, we're playing 2 Fatal Pushes, 2 Path to Exiles, 2 Oust. Here's just because Path to Exile isn't good in the early game, but we want to have access to, like, let's make a pile and get 2 different types of removal, spot removal. Then we can go Path to Exile, Oust, Fatal Push, Cast Down. So really need their trade list, yeah. Getting in those Damping Spheres. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, I think that should be fine, right? Yeah, well, those are the cards reserved mates. What's going on here? I reserve Damping Sphere, right? Yes. Okay. Come on, mate. Alright, so we do have the Damping Spheres. Gonna include it real quick. We could also be playing Celestial Purges. Also a fan of that card, really strong in certain matchups. But I'm not sure which other card we should be cutting. So we're just gonna go with one Damping Sphere here and run it into a competitive model league. So our deck on paper ought to be really good against the likes of Hollow One. I'm not entirely certain of that, but since we do play the Detention Sphere and Path to Exile main, we should be able to get rid of like the pesky creatures, and then we have a lot of stuff. I mean, Oust is also not bad in that given matchup. We're on the draw. We do have Disruption into Lingering Souls, and then Field of Ruin can get us a basic blue source. So I'm gonna keep the hand here. Castle Bravo. Boom. Opponent's going to 4 cards. Not to 5, I mean. Well, let's see. It can be this. There's a basic mountain. Basic mountain always not a good sign. Let's see. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be bad for us. We're heavier on double mana. So we need the Field of Ruin as ASAP, and we need him to have a non-basic land, I guess. We're taking the Blood Moon. We do have more against the Magus of the Moon than we do have against Blood Moon. Oh, he found a Summon Spirit Guide. Alright. Great. Well, 3-win red, so much fun. We found a cast down though, so everything's fine. Oh man, how I hate these decks. Like, I don't know how players like go after it. Oh no, he also played us. Played a Mood of Old in order to activate our Field of Ruin. That is really nice of him. Got rid of his Liliana here real quick. Yes, there's a Mood of Old. Also Mood of Old in combination with Magus of the Moon and Blood Moon. Really good card, I hear. We are playing Modern, right? Yeah, like I was wondering if we would play, like accidentally joined Legacy here and we just like so we do need an island here, although we have the other Liliana, but I do think that's better for us. Oh yeah, alright, that was bad. Could have discarded that one. What are we going for here? Probably discarding another Lingering Souls. Not really awake yet. Play this one. Play the Liliana. Want to take up the Lily. And then see what our opponent does. I mean, he's not Scred red, right? He doesn't play any Screds, as far as we know. And this is a little bit risky in terms of Anger of the Gods, but we also need a clock to a certain degree. And we still don't know what opponent's really playing, except for Blood Moons and Chandras. Okay, so there comes Koth the Hammer. Don't think that's going to be a big problem here. If he's going after our Lily, we might just let it die. Need to kill it next turn, right? We can't play the Oust. So we could have discarded that at that point as well, but that won't make a difference here. We're just gonna let it die. Well. Playing Jace, we would have access to Shaman Event, of course. But up until now, it doesn't seem necessary that we didn't want to discard anything except for Oust anyway. There's Goblin Rebel Master. Alright, so creates one Goblin which we can block and then kill with our Liliana. We're going to replay the cast down here, kill the Rebel Master. Can ultimate Liliana next turn. Still have this detention sphere up in order to get rid of Chalice, but like it's not blocking us. Alright, so game 1 goes to us. We are gonna get rid of all of our Lilianas here. Not exceptionally good. Cryptic Command probably also a little bit too mana intensive. We're gonna let the Obsidian combo in here. He hasn't seen it yet. We still can get it with Unburial Rites, so can kind of circumvent these situations where we are being Blood Mooned. Definitely want to have the Detention Spheres. Timely Reinforcements might be alright, I guess. Opponent's playing some of the heavy hitters. What else might we want to have? Is it easier for us? Yeah, it's probably easier for us to have access to either black or white instead of Supreme Verdicts. And Stony Silence might also be a thing, right? You might be playing like the Scred Red artifacts. We're not 100% certain of that, but that definitely might be the case. Was it worth it for us to play something else? Yeah, let's just go with Logic Knots. A little bit mana intense. We still have double blue, double black, double white. Seems unlikely for us to fulfill the mana requirements, but we just need one white and one blue, and then we have access to 4 detention spheres that he can't get rid of. So, like that plan. I would also be like boarding in Dispels over Oust. Like Oust doesn't seem good in the matchup, also because he has stuff that has protection from white. Well, let's see. During the last couple of weeks, or like especially during the last week, we've seen like a significant uptick in the likes of Blood Moon decks in general. Really weird. So there's a detention sphere. We also do have access to a fail push, and a polluted delta. So the only thing that's really bad for us here is a turn 1 or turn 2 Blood Moon. Yes, we're going to keep. Opponent's mulliganing to 6. Seems like his deck is... Okay, there's a Grafdigger's Cage. Certainly not the worst against us. I'm gonna keep the polluted delta around as long as I can. A little bit scared of Blood Moon. Eidolon of the Great Revel. Well, that ain't too bad, right? That ain't too bad. Well, we're gonna fetch for a blue source here. Fail push kills the Eidolon. Or should we just have polluted delta stick around? I think we'll just have it stick around. Let's see what's going to happen here. There's a Rebel Master. Alright. So this changes things a little bit. What can we do here? We can go... Well, we're just using our 2 removal spells here. Correct. Like, it still brings us in an awkward position. Like, I don't want to fetch for a basic swamp here, because we do need the mana off of Detention Sphere. But if we don't, then we can't kill the Rebel Master. We can kill the Rebel Master, but then we can't play Liliana. Well, fetching for a basic swamp and hope, I guess, that he doesn't have anything that we do not like. Which in fact is just a Blood Moon. I just don't want to see a Blood Moon, and anything else might be alright. Now we could have also gone like after the so I'm inclined to bury the Umbira rights here. It does have flashback. We don't have a target yet, so as of now it seems to be kind of useless. Desperate Ritual, man, that dude is all in on like turn 2 Blood Moons. Let's see if he has one. There's a hard cast Spirit Guide. Doesn't seem to be the best ever. So we're gonna grab a basic here, play the Jace, take down Lily. I mean, we want to take it up, kind of, right? But like sacrificing the Snapcaster Mage here I'm not sure, like I don't want to be binning the detention sphere. That's our safeguard as of now. Spells Guide, alright. Spells Guide is alright. I mean, it could have been something big for 5 mana or something, right? Alright, attacking the Liliana seems to be fine. There's a Chandra, yeah, that's what we actually wanted to like take. He cannot redirect anymore, right? Rules have changed in that direction, in that matter. Cannot redirect. We're going to kill the Simian Spirit guy here. And then take care of the Chandra. Yeah, it's an added battlefield effect. Yes. Alright, opponent just waiting for top decks here. If he draws anything other than lands, then we most of the time can get rid of it. Sadly, we cannot activate our Field of Ruin, but what we can activate here is Unburial Rites as soon as we get rid of Raftiga's Cage. Well, we have Detention Sphere, so it's not too bad. Shambling Vent. Well, I guess we top it. And keep Damnation. Okay. Boiling away our islands. That's actually, I mean, Detention Sphere. I'm gonna uptick Liliana here. Then attack for a with a Shambling Vent. See how far we can get. We of course have access to another Shambling Vent. Desperate Ritual would have been a dead card, so a good exile effect here for him. And will take us a while to get rid of Chandra, so these are a couple of activations and not too good for us, gotta say. Yeah, so he's gonna cast anything that he's going to draw. Souls for Spyglass. Yeah, we're going to go ahead here and fetch for a basic island. So really nasty deck our opponent's playing. We only need to have to find one Detention Sphere, and we have access to our Unburial Rites. And from there it's smooth sailing. But yeah, really need to find another copy of the Detention Sphere. Now we have access to another. Oh, he's gonna, yeah, sure. A Blood Moon, there it is. Still in time, actually, to be annoying for us. We do have the Detention Sphere mana, which is the most important of them all. Yeah, Tiny Reinforcement doesn't do anything here right now. So mono red prison. Fucking Chandra, man. Another Chandra. on, man. Come on, deck. Give us a detention sphere. Give us a detention sphere. Chalice for 2, alright. Chalice for 3 would have been worse. There's a Rebel Master. That we cannot get rid of as of now because of the Chalice. So what we need to do here is actually take a hit, then go for timely reinforcements that we thankfully get everything off of now. Check, check. Then block 1. Now we also have something to threaten their Chandra back, and then kill the Rebel Master after we Sorcerer Spyglass. Alright. No activated abilities here on our side. Alright, they do have to attack, so we're just gonna take one hit, kill the Rebel Master, then threaten Chandra back. Don't care about Liliana. Sorcerer Spyglass, not really what we... Yeah. What we want to protect here. Come on, deck. Come on, we're playing 3 more. 3 more. Yeah, and in situations like these, right? Field of Ruin is just so bad. We're thankfully only playing 1 off. But, oh, there's Koth. Damn it. Yeah. So I guess we're still alive, but like light's fading, light's fading. One detention sphere though, and we're back in the game. There's a Hazoret. Not the best addition to their deck against ours. With like basically we're playing exile and sacrifice only. Yeah, we're taking 9 here. We need a detention sphere this turn. Want to somehow like turn it around. Alright, so back in the game, We can block here, we can block here. We need to take care of Garaptika's Cage. Next turn we go Unbury Rites. And then if we double block, they cannot activate. We go Liliana, make them sacrifice Hazoret. Then we have taken care of this. This have a Sun Titan in play. Chandra goes up to 7 that turn. We take additional 2, so we're at 3. But then, yeah, I do think that's like, it's likely to be the best line here, right? What else could we do? Yeah, we're just gonna do that. I mean, we could also take care of the Blood Moon, but that, you know, doesn't really help us in terms of getting like some value out of something. I mean, it could also be that we're falling to 1 here. Like between the activations of these 2 and the Koth, we're taking 8. The problem being that we need to block a Goblin here in order for our Liliana to kill the Hazoret. But then, of course, if we're taking 8, we're just tied to another Chandra activation. So we're at 7 now. Koth could also just... No, he couldn't ultimate yet. Well, still looking grim. Still looking grim. If we block here and here, he has a goblin. He's going to for us next turn. And then ultimate Koth. So I guess we need another detention sphere. We could also be returning an island. Or a flooded strand, go for another. Yeah, so like if we draw another detention sphere, that's actually like something that we can do. We can go for a Sun Titan, then return a flooded strand, get another plains, and then play the detention sphere. That might be an appropriate way of playing this. Yeah, I gotta block these two. Man, I really want to not block this mountain here. But then we're at 3, shooting us down to 1, definitely die. Tension Sphere definitely best card in our deck here against theirs. And yeah, as I said, like they have a lot of artifact shenanigans, but maybe we bring in Stony Silence. Didn't feel the best, but there are movements. All right, let's have a sneak peek. There's a detention sphere. Definitely want to have that one. So if we go on Burial Rites here, return the Sun Titan. We could also Snapcaster Mage path here, but so this one, this. Then we get the Sun Titan. There's just no way we win this. Just no way. Of course, Logic Knot felt bad here, but we don't really have great things. Like, what are we gonna do? Wrath effects, also not the best. Probably gonna play 1-1 split here. And other than that, like, don't see anything. Like one Stony Silence maybe for a Spellskite, but Spellskite's also so bad against us. Maybe feel pushed down here. I mean, we're playing 6 basics, right? So that's still like better than most. We do have 9 ways of finding a basic. And we just need to find our detention spheres, and we're almost good. If we detention sphere the blind one there, Yeah, we still die. So opponents switch around a little bit again. We do have a detention sphere, we have a basic here. So I'm going to keep this. Opponents on the mulligan again. Definitely going to be going for the turn 2 thing. So there's a consideration now that we don't fetch for a blue land first, but for white, just because of a boil. Put a card to the bottom. Want to have a look here onto what's going on. There's a Rebel Master, Ensnaring Bridge. We don't care for Ensnaring Bridge. There's a Boil and a Blood Moon. So he could go turn 2 Blood Moon here, right? He can also go turn 2 Ensnaring Bridge, but yeah, so he's blocking his own Rebel Master with that. So I don't really... We have Collective Brutality. Boil, well, certainly not great for us, but he's also not there yet. We can go next turn, Collective Brutality, kill the Rebel Master, and then he might also just Rebel Master here, yeah. And then take the boil, and that's what we're gonna do. Yes, yes. Alright, alright. So we're gonna go for plains and foreign island here. Escalate 2 modes, minus and reveal, and discard the Liliana. And then he's Ensnaring Bridge left in his hand, in addition to a land. Yes, don't care for that. Now we're playing Timely Reinforcements, so that's actually quite good. We do have Watery Grave here, also nice. So we can go Unburial Rites package next turn. He doesn't have Graveyard Hate yet, and hopefully that doesn't change. There's a Summon Spirit Guide, so we're already entering the phase of the game where things don't matter anymore. So no Graveyard Hate card here, and we're quite good. Okay, so now it's our turn. Finally, it's our turn. Unburial Rites. Now we're gonna take Obsidian. I don't think he can get rid of an Obsidian, and then it still drains him per turn. We can also, we can also do the whole value thing, right? Lingering Souls, Unburial Rites, Detention Sphere, and then go for a Sun Titan. We do have a Detention Sphere already in our hands. So, do we want to have the Sun Titan just to return the Liliana? Probably not, right? Where's Detention Sphere? And then Obsidian. What else might we want to have? Probably a counter spell. Definitely want to have Detention Sphere. So we're gonna go for this here. Yeah. So we have the Obsidian and Unburial Rites. We get those Lingering Souls token value, and then Detention Sphere if he wants to give it into our hand. But he's probably gonna bin Detention Sphere and Lingering Souls and give us Unburial Rites and Obsidian, but that doesn't matter, because we do have double black, double white, and the blue. So we can also hard cast it, and then Unburial Rites into our graveyard, and we can go grab a Titan later in the game. And then we also don't care for an ensnaring bridge here. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna go for Obsidian here. And then in case, always trigger. In case he draws something like a Chandra, yes, definitely gonna exile you all the time now. And there's another ensnaring bridge, not a problem for us. Always yields. Alright, so we do have another detention sphere. Gonna play that out for the ensnaring bridges. Then I'm gonna go draw a card here. When I have both of these, well, and then we're going to attack. Yep. Yep. There's Koth, not a big deal. Still have the tension sphere. Still have like plenty of life to work with. Also can't redirect Obsidian anymore. Taking the Koth here. Yes. And that's GG. Alright, so first round goes to us. Really fun day. Lots of value. Blood Moon actually worse enemy, except like in comparison to our Grixis list, where we really hedged against Blood Moons. Opponents playing Blood Moons, and we're following it up with a Pia and Kiralar. That's just a great feeling, you know, it almost doesn't do anything to us. Or playing 3 islands there, 2 swamps, and 1 mountain. So really nice distribution of basics for Blood Moon or against Blood Moon. But here we're like, you know, different. Would you like to play first? Yes, I'm gonna go first here. Have everything we need. Gonna start off with a Tad Hallowed Fountain so that we can oust if we need to turn 2. But basically you want to set up a Jace here. Alright, so it seems like we're playing against Jund. Alt Niccolo. So let's see how he intends to get rid of our Jace here. Lingering Soul is certainly a better card against a Jund opponent. And opponents like has to decide if whether or not he wants to kill the Jace or deploy a Dark Confidant here. Tarmogoyf, alright. Not the worst. So what do we do if he deploys a Liliana of the Veil? Probably want to protect our Jace, right? So we're just going to play out the Lingering Souls here. We still have Unburied Rights to discard to Liliana. What else do we need? We have double black, we have double whites. Double blue is what we're missing. So might be fetching for a basic blue source here. Supreme Verdict. I mean, Supreme Verdict Not the worst, right? We're discarding Umber Rights here ourselves. I want to see what he's going to do. Just so that we protect against Liliana, and then next turn we can go like Oust, Tarmogoyf, and then kill the treetop if he intends to attack us. There's a confident, alright, so he's gonna bolt our Jace, yeah. So it does have the bolt. So we're just gonna go block here and then get a 2-for-1 in Supreme Verdict, follow it up with our Lingering Souls. I think that might still be the best line here. I should have gotten in a hit with the spirits here, but can't have everything, I guess. Of course, also do have Embury rights to return Jace if we really want to, but I don't think that's a winning strategy. So there could, of course, yeah, this is probably going to be a Bloodbraid. And Bloodbraid, of course, is a problem. A lot of value. Hopefully, well, Lightning Bolt is fine. So with Bloodbraid, like normally Oust is pretty good. Well, that's fine. Yeah, I want to have both of these, I guess. So we can go. We want to see what he's going to play first, but all right. So that's what I want him to do here. Now we can go. I hope that I topped the Fatal Push, right? Yeah. All right. Casting Fatal Push here, then getting rid of Bloodbraids, leaving us with an Oust and one Shambling Vent. And then this turn we can like go with the Lingering Souls, have our Shambling Vent as a backup. We could also go with Bury Rights still. We're gonna start off with Lingering Souls, I think. Yeah. Let's do that. I mean, he appears to have like no place there tells us that he has a couple of spells in his hand that he apparently doesn't want to deploy. So probably removal for Shambling Vent. I'm gonna attack here first. Are we gonna attack with 2? Yeah, he's gonna attack, kill whatever we are leaving back anyway. So this and then go. I would like to escalate to a certain degree, but the Oust is still something that we want and need to have. So that looks like a K command. All right, yeah, so as we expected. Could still have a K command in hand and bring back a confident or all right. So everything as it were to be expected. We still made like a lot of card advantage here, or generated a lot of card advantage. So I'm not unhappy with that line of play. We can also get rid of like basically anything. The only thing that we really don't want to see is another Bloodbraid Elf into Liliana or something like that. So that would be really bad. Think we're gonna go. So Maelstrom Pulse, of course, not great. Are we gonna like go with the full off? No, we're not. Let's grind them out. There's a Liliana. That's not a big deal. Discarding Oust. And I'd actually be inclined, you know, like, we could, of course, waste our... Alright, so that's something for next turn. Killing the Liliana here and then having Obsidian up seems fine. Seems fine to me. Still have Lingering Souls in our graveyard and Unburial Rites as well. So even if they get rid of Obsidian, we can get back with Unburial Rites. We're set up for the next couple of turns, and like getting a little bit of sweet life here back, which is really important to us. Opponent, what did you draw? Alright. The good thing is he's not seen the Obsidians here, so he doesn't know that we actually can play all threats in comparison to like having a 8 mana angel or something that we're banking on. But other than that, what else do we want? So this Liliana actually not so great in the matchup. Yeah, it gets back our threats, but not super great. Not super great. Neil Spellbomb, we could make a case for it, but probably just want to have the Detention Spheres again for all of their Lilianas. It's a little bit clunky, of course, but still pretty good. We do have a lot of removal, so that's fine. And then we have the late game package. Gifts for value. Timely reinforcements could of course be a thing. Could actually be pretty handy. Timely reinforcements as one-off. And then Maelstrom Pulse, of course, kills all of our Detention Spheres. So we're going to go with 3 Detention Spheres. Don't want to be stuck with too many in hand. He, of course, is bringing like the little lilies here. But he also has to bring in a lot of graveyard hate. We already are a little bit pre-boarded against graveyard hate because we're basically only like playing 3 graveyard interactions, taking out Gifts Ungiven because we can just make piles where we generate card advantage. And then, I mean, Jace is probably not the best here in the matchup. All right. That seems to be a keep on the draw. Yeah, there's Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize, yes, protecting his hands. We draw a land. We need to get double white, double black, so we're fetching Watery Grave. And then, alright, an Inquisition here. Playing the heavy discard, probably taking the Tension Sphere now. Yeah, we're not really well set up now against a Liliana. Like, it didn't seem to be too bad, but double discard really making our hand worse. What is that? It's a Collective Brutality. Well, opponents apparently all discard no lands. So take a path or a Nost. We still. So I think we're going for a Hallowed. Well, we need double whites. We also want to have something into blue, but there's Liliana, right? So yeah, blue not a big concern for us right now. Everything except for Cryptic Command. Actually, not so dependent on blue. And well, 2 more turns, we're actually there. So there's a Goyf. Still don't think we path this turn. He needs to have Nost. Alright. So he can redraw the Goyf, which means he doesn't draw a, like, if he doesn't draw a black source now, he also won't be drawing a black source next turn, which might give us an option, an opportunity to deploy our, well, there's a black source, right? So we might also make him shuffle and not draw into. There's not yet anything in our graveyard that we don't want him to eat, but there definitely will be. So we're gonna go and path it here. He might have also taken out his Lilianas, to be honest, like Liliana of the Veil. I don't think he did, but because it's just a 4-off and like really good in general. But it's just so bad against Lingering Souls, and he doesn't know that we're only playing a certain amount of Lingering Souls. So I'm not going to attack with the Shambling Mant here in order for us to be able to deploy the Obsidian next turn. Collective Brutality. And now he goes into Liliana. Does he have? That'd be bad. And then he has Liliana and alright. Let's see what you got, mate. Does he have the Terminates still in his deck? I do not think that he does. And if he doesn't have an additional discard spell here, then like having a Snapcaster Mage up, really nice. Yes, would like to exile it. He can attack with a Raging Ravine, but I actually want him to attack with a Raging Ravine because I don't want to. Come on, man. Yes. No. No. Oh well. Collective Brutality. All right. That is all right. Well, he doesn't even know what we have in hand, and he's still going for lose 2 life, so he wants to race us. Well, that's ballsy, I think. There's a treetop village. Nothing we're scared of. Yes, also entered the battlefield attack. Great draw. Great draw. Yep. And gone. Oh, love it. Love it. So there probably comes Raging Ravine. I'm gonna kill that. Oh my goodness, another Bloodbraid Elf. Right. Alright, opponent, alright. So we're actually gonna go and Path to Exile block with the Snapcaster Mage, keeping Fail Push up. Probably does have some type of Fail Push in his hand still, because he hasn't played it yet. So we're gonna go blue block so that we can Raging Ravine with a Fail Push here. Alright, opponent's had enough. Don't want to play anymore. We're up 2-0. I'm going for the next match. Man, that's neat. Being so far ahead on the value curve that you don't care for Resolve Bloodbraid anymore, that feels different. Feels different than what we're used to. So Esper, of course, like in terms of quality, Esper is like the non-plus ultra, right? Better than John, better than like any color combination. The problem being, of course, that you are just shitload slow and a little bit inflexible, and you just die to Blood Moons in general. So with the Damping Sphere, we can make piles like Unburial Rites, like if we are playing against combo, of course. We can make piles like Unburial Rites, Titan, and then some Counterspell, Logic Knot or something, or Cryptic Command, and Damping Sphere, and then we can go Unburial Rites into Titan, get back this Damping Sphere, which is really nice. Yeah, we're going to keep, sure. What might that be? Green, blue, Noble Hierarch, which is gonna get bolted. Yes, would like to pay. Would like to kill it. Slowing opponent down like he's on mulligan on the play, so slowing him down a little bit, and then we can deploy a Jace. Shiva 1988. So this could be a Saheli deck. I'm not 100% sure of it, but it could be. Red indicating that like copycat style of deck. Yes, play Jace. What did opponent do? Bottom, draw, and alright, so they changed the like text here into one. Well, that's a little bit missing the overview there. Well, it might also be just Timur Moon, apparently. Alright, problematic. Another Blood Moon deck. Good for us that we drew that one here. Yeah, so That was my miscalculation here. I didn't think that Teemo Moonshell would play a Noble Hierarch. So I thought I put them on a creature deck. That cost us a little bit. Because if we had just fetched here, I don't think that I'd fetch for a white source though. So probably no big difference. I'm gonna go for 2 modes here. This and this. Keep on barrier rights because we can actually play it with. Alright, so there's the lightning bolt. He doesn't yet have 4th mana for Jace, also needs a basic island. So we won't care for that. Alright, so there's Lingering Souls, can play it. But we can't flashback it. Flash it back. So let's see what opponent does. There's Liliana. That's not great. Opponent no plays. Definitely gonna have opt here. So looking for a basic plains or something big that we can discard. Collective Brutality might come in handy at another point in time. Actually, I mean, we could also just play it now in order to get rid of the mana leak and protect our Lingering Souls. Yeah. Sure. No. I'm gonna go opt plains. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, so we actually have our most of our stuff lined up now. Yeah, it's not great yet against a Resolve Jace. Okay, opponent apparently folding to his own Blood Moon here. I don't know if he was pissed or something. So Detention Sphere, as always, like one of our best cards. Apparently in the current modern. Supreme Verdict, a little bit more mana intense than we would actually like. But they do have counterspells, right? So Teemo probably not gonna be able to get rid of Detention Spheres. We do have discard, so that's fine. Timely Reinforcements might be good in certain times. Probably want to have these. Fail Push, Cast Down, Collective Brutality, so ours might not be the best here. And then they do play almost exclusively, except for Snapcaster Mages, stuff that doesn't have 1 toughness. So Tarmogoyfs and the likes, they are gonna have a hard time dealing with our big threats though. We have to be really careful. Like actually, Cryptic Command probably not the best. Supreme Verdict, yeah, it's difficult for us to get there, but once we do, it's really a safeguard. Really, I've really been impressed by Cast Down. Really nice card, like in the Esper shells. Definitely recommend that. Super easy to get there. Alright. We have to hope that opponent doesn't start with a Noble Hierarch here. Because I don't actually want to path it. Okay, so it doesn't look like a Noble Hierarch, giving us the opportunity to deploy a Hollow Fountain first and have a look at what we draw, and then decide whether or not we want to have a blue or a white source. off of the Flooded Strand. Liliana is going to be hard to deploy, but so there's a Shambling Band. That's actually not too bad. So what did the opponent do? Bottom, top. Alright. If we go with the blue source here, no, we're not going to do that. Another white source. Obsidian, just at this point in the game, not really worth it. So we're gonna play the Flooded Strand here. Turn 2 probably. This a relic. Alright, so opponent figured that we might be playing or utilizing our graveyard. But he does have another land, right? Yeah. So there's no threat yet off of our opponent. And he's also not fetching. Like this fetching type of thing is really weird, right? Might of course be preparing like a Jace. But if he is, like what if he is, right? So we can't really handle a Jace here. So rather than just losing to Jace, I'm gonna path the Noble, although that's not the best feeling. And then if he activates Relic, we're gonna pop the Flooded Strand. Alright, he wants to have upkeep mana apparently. Let's see like in which way he's gonna use that. Oh, he might actually be like, alright, Snapcaster Mage. Sure. Yeah. So actually I'm not sure if he's playing the Blood Moon after like post board. So what we're gonna do here is be completely ignorant of the Blood Moons. Might also just be playing one or something and go for Water Grave so that Liliana comes down next turn. Yeah, we're gonna go and play Opt-in Response here, bottom that one, draw another Obsidian. Not the best, not the worst if he doesn't draw a Blood Moon though. There's Gifts I'm given, also not the worst. I mean, sure, we could be caught by a Blood Moon, right? That's definitely a thing. I think I'm going for the opt here, just so if he plays a Tormaglyph, that we can Snapcaster. That's weird. That's just weird. It's just not doing anything here. We can Gifts end of turn, so I'm gonna play this one. Then discard the Supreme Verdict. Another Snapcaster Mage without any targets. So he might actually have another copy of Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, so now he's fetching for a forest here. Cryptic Command, Bounce Draw. Sure. So he might be willing to deploy a Blood Moon now. Supreme Verdict. No additional lands, nothing to play. So if we draw a land here, right, we can actually go Obsidian if he counters the gifts I'm giving here, and that's why I didn't do it in his turn. Like, I also don't want him to play Blood Moon, of course, but if we go Wind Island here, I'm probably gonna go with the Swamp. So opponent thinking about which counter he's using. Cryptic Command is actually pretty alright. So we're going to deploy our Lily again. Discarding Collective Brutality or discarding Snapcaster Mage. I think I'm going to discard Snapcaster Mage here. Double Hierarch, okay, so he drew that one off the top. Still not hoping for him to draw a Blood Moon. So opponent hasn't drawn any lands apparently. Showing us that he's alright, so there's a Hierarch. He might be hiding like Jaces and stuff. There's another relic, alright. So that's certainly not good for us. Taking off Snapcast Mage here. Now we're gonna have access to our... Alright, so there's a Goif. This gives us actually like time to deploy our Obsidian. Which I don't think like he can ever get rid of except for with a Cryptic. And then we have Dispel as backup. So we're gonna play this. And then I think I'm just gonna make him sacrifice, right? We do have the backup. We can attack here, but we're draining him for 7. So yes. I'm also like willing, he can, if he wants to, he can also tap out and play a Jace. Don't really care. Only thing I really care about is Cryptic Commands. In theory, he would also have Bolt Snap Bolt, but he already been 2 snaps and he only has 1 black source, one red source. So what's happening now? So what are we willing to do here? Probably attacking first, forcing him to use a cryptic command if he has another one. And then post-combat, we're gonna go and Collective Brutality, and then he has 4 life left, and next turn, like, we have Shambling Vent and the trigger of Obsidian. So he needs to crack his relics now. Take him off 2 cryptics as well, if he really were. So I would have also, like, I would have expected him to have a cryptic command here, right? We're playing it safe. We could have killed him this turn, right? But like, he has to have something in his hand, like a bolt or something. And there's the cryptic. All right. Yeah. So everything as expected. Yes. Exile. He just has 1 Snapcaster Mage, not enough mana to flash back anything except for a bolt. If he has one, doesn't have one in his graveyard. A Blood Moon also wouldn't be enough, probably. Cannot attack with the Goyf. We're just gonna bounce. If we utilizes his relics, the Goyf's just a 0/1. Also not the best. So yeah, opponent's in a little bit of a hustle here. Master of the Fells, alright. That actually might buy him some time. But we do have the Colonnade. He's even attacking, alright. I mean, opponent, are you expecting us to not attack with the Colonnade? Because I'm going to attack with the Colonnade. Alright, so that's a 3-0 against Blood Moon decks, which certainly aren't the best for us. But I'm actually pretty surprised, like, how few people can handle an Obsidian. Like, once it's resolved, nobody can handle it. Nobody's packing like creature removal for 5 CMC creatures that only, you know, can be attacked on instant speed. Add instant speed, of course. So during the last couple of days, I ordered a couple of foil Thopter tokens. Really wanted to have them. Really need the unstable ones. Hope they are going to arrive soon. Well, so if this is like gonna be a 4-1 or 5-0, we're definitely gonna play it tomorrow live on stream. By the way, I'm gonna stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays starting at 8 AM. Middle European time zone, I think. MESZ. Z. Would you like to play first? Yes. We're still playing first. Still having decent hands. Alright. Can't do anything turn 1. I'm just gonna play that tapped. Getting the boys. Who is on either Lantern or Affinity. So Lingering Souls, good card here. Good card, I must say. So we're hiding the Field of Ruin as of now. We can go cast down this turn if he drops something of importance. I mean, actually there, you know, he didn't play anything for another 1 mana, so he probably only has 2 mana spells in hand, which in turn indicates We could have used Oust here, but we're so like dense on threats. Like the only thing that we really don't want to see is an edge champion. Yes. Sure. Great. So, well, gonna do that here. And now we're going to the race, I assume. Not the best. We still have Liliana. 2 of them actually. Oh my goodness, this is horrible. So I knew that Affinity wasn't the best matchup for us. So I've included 2. Oh, well. Things just changed, I guess. Are we gonna wait though? I'm probably not. We do have one more Supreme Verdict in our 60 cards. Wall Scourge, sure. And Blinkmoth Nexus, and then he's gonna equip that and attack for 5. 6. So we're down to 6. We're gonna oust this. Next turn we're gonna play Obsidian. Black, black, white, white. So that's fine. Gonna fetch for 1 here. We do have the Tension Spheres main board as well. So we're gonna fetch for black source here. Kill that one. Go for blue here. Because we have everything else. And we're gonna give him the Bolt Scourge back on top of his library. Second from top actually. Oh no, wait. Yes, alright. Do you have another? That'd be not so great. We just need 1 turn, mate. Like 1 turn to deploy Obsidian and then we're... Oh, come on. Alright. So Liliana's actually pretty good. The Tension Sphere, of course, need to get rid of the Cranial Plating. Cryptic Command's not at their best here. Thoughtseiz's actually also not great. But I do think that we want to get rid of like the whole package here. That's just too slow. I want to have this. Collective Brutality, that all seems fine. Gifts, well, having the gifts package, of course, pretty good. And 1 Obsidian might be enough. Don't want to have counter spells. Inclined to get rid of the Thoughtseize because we have so many heavy hitters. And then 1 Detention Sphere. Yeah. Run this back. Would you like to play first? Yes, we would. Mulligan. Mulligan. Good card. Good hand. Topping this here. So the way we played it, Hollow Fountain. Want to have both of these, want to have access to black and additional white for Supreme Verdict. So only thing that shouldn't happen right now. Alright. See you later, alligator. So thing that we didn't want to happen here is a Thoughtseize. There's a Stoic Seal over here. Can't do anything. Taking 1 here. So I'm inclined to just have a look at his hand. Can't do anything against the creature lands anyway. So let's have a look and then prepare for... Alright, Blood Moon. Oh shit, there's a Blood Moon, mate. Alright, so hopefully no colorful mana here, so that we can fetch for another basic. Nope, that wasn't the case. Now we actually have to kill our opponent here with stuff. Well, I mean, we were actually quite careful with like how we fetched. He does have edge champions, yes. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, that turn, you know, if he doesn't draw it that turn, now we have second blue mana, and the only thing that we don't want, second black mana would be fine, second white mana would be fine. Okay, cool. Affinity, fun. So Affinity actually, you know, like, as I said already, definitely better with our Grixis list. Tough matchup, although there we should have easily won it if we hadn't run into a Blood Moon. Just needed that one turn. Then all other draws would have also been differently. And we might have drawn into some action. But so out of the 4 decks we played against, 3 were actually Blood Moon decks, and 1 was Junt. So I do understand why people aren't playing, you know, Esper lists in Modern right now. It's just horrible to run into Blood Moons. All right, let's go here. Let's go. All right, that's keep. Starting off with the Channeling Mage here. Just so if he's a creature deck, which he might be, yeah, he had the vial, alright. So if he is a humans deck, right? And he's playing a Kite Save Freebooter here next turn. Then we actually want to have our Fatal Push up. But if he's attacks his deck, which apparently is the case, Title Scholar, alright. Couldn't have done exactly. So here we actually couldn't have, in response, used the Fatal Push. But I do think in general that we are decently prepared for that matchup. So we're going to fetch here in advance in regards to the possibility oh my goodness. Well, I guess still better than them having deployed them. So what was I going to say? In advance of us drawing a Liliana or the likes. So he apparently drew another 3-drop, 2-drop. All right, taking our cryptic commands. Of course, a little bit sad for us, but he can't attack through our Shambling Mints. And we do have an oust, which is pretty great. So we are actually going to put his cards top, We do need the planes. Not a shambling band. This is not the worst in the matchup though, right? We can also go discard Oust, use Fail Push on the other Tideholder Scholar, and play the Vents. He doesn't have anything else going on anyway, right? And Vents is really good in the matchup, so I'm gonna discard this. Use the Oust here. Oust the Fail Push. Get back our stuff. Then kill the Tideholder Scholar. And yes, we could be waiting, but then if we run into a flashed in Cryptic Command, so like, I mean, he has Tideholder Scholar on top. We can't play Cryptic Command as of now anyway. Attacking with the Shambling Bench here. Getting back a little bit of life. Now he's drawing a Tideholder Scholar again, which then grabs our Cryptic Command, which we can play anyway. We're just waiting for some value spell here. So he probably doesn't have something in hand like whatsoever. That's a decent draw. One, two, three. I'm gonna grab that back here. Having the lingering souls going, the lingering army. Alright, so now it might be time to get back our thing. So we'll fail pushing the Tideholder Scholar in order to get back our Cryptic Commands. Alright, opponents had enough. I don't know, like I've never experienced that opponents just always concede whenever they're back or behind. So what do we really want to have here? Don't want to have the Cryptic against an Aethervial deck. Also, I really have to say Cryptic Command in this deck doesn't feel great. I think I'm gonna re-slot something here. Probably want to have like all of these. One Stony Silence for the Aethervials because if they are just hard casting things, they can surprise us, and then we're actually like in a pretty decent spot. I mean, we do have the Detention Spheres, though. Maybe that's already enough. Or maybe not. Thought Seizes stay because of Thought Not Seers. I haven't seen any color sources yet, so it might not be a Eldrazi Texas deck, but might as well be. So we're not going to do that. They definitely played the Eldrazi Displacer though, so that's important to note. And with everything else, so I'm just cutting one Obsidian because it is, I mean, it's a great card still, but it doesn't really provide us value, and they are playing a Path to Exiles. Yeah, so I'm doing this. Alright, that's a keep. There's an Aethervial, right. Let's see what opponent comes up here with turn 2. Tideholder Scholar, definitely one of the cards that we don't really want to see here now. We can get rid of it, but alright, so Thalia actually not so bad. I'm also gonna fetch here already in order to circumvent shenanigans with an upkeep. So 2 mana, not of importance to us yet. I think we're just gonna take it for now, right? Are we gonna kill it? I mean, we do have the other Liliana. We know he's a little bit stuck on lands, but it doesn't really matter because he has the Aether Vial. Yeah, let's free up some space here. And then play Liliana in our turn. So do you think he's actually playing a Leonin Arbiter here? Should we try to get it out of him? No, probably not, right? Probably not. We can still discard things here, so gonna be a little bit cautious. Just play Lily on curve this time. All right, opponent didn't play anything. Interesting. Could be playing a. All right. I want to say could also be playing a Thornets here. So he does have a Flicker Wisp. He does have an Eldrazi Displacer. Eldrazi Displacer doesn't do anything. So I'm gonna go 2 modes, -2, and have a look at his hand, just so to be certain, right? Discard a Polluted Delta, which would have come into play tapped anyway, due to Thalia. And now if he wants to save her, he has to commit a Flicker Wisp. Sure. So Flicker Wisp targeting Thalia here. We're gonna kill the Thalia still, and then kill the Flicker Wisp with our Liliana. Yes. Still want to see your hands. Yes. Okay, Blades Blazer, Dark Confident, Flicker Wisp. So everything dies to our Liliana. Great. Just great. Overall, a great experience. And we're also threatening, like he has to deploy something, otherwise we're threatening a Liliana ultimate. We also can go, he drew a land. Sure. So again, he has the Flicker Wisp. He might be already going for it now in order for us to like prevent any shenanigans. And if I were him, I'd definitely do that. Because if he's not going to do it, we're gonna outplay him again, yes. So, of course, this is a lot of value. I feel the rune also not the best here. Do need a blue source. We are going to kill the Flicker Wisp, because that's the most annoying. Next turn we do have Colonnade up. They are only playing Confident, trying to kill Liliana now. We're gonna block Blade Splicer with our Snapcaster Mage and then Path 1. Another land, so no surprises. He has to, his vial is already up to 3, so he has to play the Dark Confident. Has to actually cast it. Alright, so as to be expected. Path to Exile. Oh, no, wait. Path to Exile on one of those. Block. I mean, we might also just be blocking the Golem here, but then if he deploys a Dark Confident. Alright, so he still has Dark Confident in hand. We're definitely gonna plus here. Should we just take that? I mean, what's... He has a 1-2 that doesn't do anything. Thoughtseize. Don't want to attack with a colonnade. Want to have that as a protection mechanism for our Liliana. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do anything here. Wait and see. A Drowsy Temple, aka do nothing. Gonna thin out our opponents and our own library here. We put out the cryptics, right? Yeah, so that doesn't really matter. I'm still gonna grab a blue source. Alright, so this is actually great. We get to get rid of the Confident without paying any life. Next turn we can get rid of the Golem as well. There's a Tidal Scholar doing nothing. Gonna take one Golem hit. And at this point, like, I mean, we have so much value off the top of our deck. Feels great, man. Feels great. Alright, sacrifice, please. Sure. Do that. Honestly, do not think that we want to sacrifice our Liliana here. So in order to, for us, turn up the heat next turn and start attacking with our colonnade, we're just gonna play out the detention sphere. And yeah, opponent, I mean, he can give up here. There's no way he's gonna get back. All right, so that's it for Esper Gifts in Modern. Was a really fun league. We didn't have the easiest of matchups, although it felt pretty easy. Yeah, the Blood Moons, like the Affinity deck was actually the one deck that really caught us off guard with the Blood Moon. Well, not really off guard, but we needed to have double white. So that wasn't great. I'm really happy with the main board, except for Cryptic Commands. So definitely would exclude them. Already gonna throw them out here. Otherwise, like, really nice. The Owls also pretty good in certain situations. Not bad. Yeah, so also the Lingering Souls and Liliana split here. Never felt like we had too many or too few. Or we had already had always had stuff to do between Planeswalker activations, Jace, also great in terms of discarding, churning through our library. Then of course Jace and Liliana, the Last Hope, complement each other really well. We can get rid of our big threats, and of course we want to go get into Unburial Rites mode. But if that doesn't work, we are still like, this is 5 and 6 mana. We can easily play that way and play it out, and then get it back with, like, let's say Liliana, the Last Hope or something. Hasn't come up yet, I think. Haven't really used the return target creature from your graveyard mode, but that's also because we're not really creature dense. Yeah, but other than that, really nice. 2 Supreme Verdicts, also good. Yeah, there was only one game where we were too slow, except for, like, we had 2 really good hands, but didn't work out. Opponent got lucky both times. And that's it for Esper Gifts today. We might actually be playing that tomorrow. Was pretty happy with it, with the performance, and it was fun to play. So, see you guys tomorrow, hopefully on stream, and then have a good day.